Hey guys, what's up? So this video is brought to you by Dev Mountain Coding Bootcamp. If you guys are trying to get into software development, iOS development, software QA, and other stuff, check out the link in the description tab below. They are offering courses. You can actually live on campus over there. They are hooked up with employers around the country, around the world really, and they're going to help you try to find your first job in this industry. So make sure you give them a look, Dev Mountain Coding Bootcamp, and the link is in the description tab below. Hey guys, what's up? So in this video, I'm talking about the most annoying web developer trends of right now, really 2019 for this video. But for right now, the worst thing that I've seen since like the marquee display banner for CSS text would have to be push notifications. Push notifications are the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen in my entire life. I've never used it for one single website, even the ones that I frequently visit. I will not allow push notifications to be popping up all over the damn place. I hate to even be prompted with that shit. It's like you're on a page for 3 seconds. The only thing worse than getting a pop-up with like subscribe to our newsletter when you've only been on this page for like 3 seconds, so you have no idea. And really the website owner has no idea if you've even been there before, if you're a frequent user or not. They're just like spamming you with that. And like push notifications are the exact same thing. So it's like the modal pop-up of, hey, subscribe to our newsletter. Notifications are the same damn thing. They're just even worse and more annoying. And I think to second that actually would be geolocation. Just because you can do geolocation doesn't mean that you should use it. If I'm going to like any number of websites are implementing push notifications when they shouldn't, and geolocation. Geolocation I think is even worse when it comes to I can't put it as more annoying than notifications, because notifications are completely worthless in my opinion, but at least geolocation is not completely worthless, because I do like to just click the geolocation button and share the location when I'm dealing with some sort of map or directions or something like that, or trying to find the closest store. So clearly geolocation has a purpose. But you should, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. If I'm on Billboard looking at the top 20 top 20 chart or something like that, like there's just an example. I don't even go to the website, but like I don't want to be prompted with a geolocation. I'm there to look at music. Like I'm not there to even look at like venues and bands in my area or something like that. Maybe I'm sure that that's ultimately what they're trying to do. I'm sure that they have like concerts and things and like other APIs that they're connecting to that they could provide data based on your geolocation. But it's like, fuck off. I don't want to give you my location when I'm here looking at music videos or something like that. It's just, it's the same thing with the push notifications. It's just terrible. So another annoying web trend is the automatic playing of videos, which only seems to affect desktop users. But like in this case, I'll show you, this video automatically plays as soon as I go to the page. Like that is super annoying. So, I mean, it kind of goes back to that whole, like, I can't stand when it's like really quiet. I go to a website and all of a sudden some shit starts playing, or like there's a website tab open and all of a sudden something starts playing. It's blaring. And Windows 10 has a bug where you can be on your lock screen, and if YouTube is on one of your Chrome browsers, it will randomly start playing the video at any random time, even from the screen lock. So that's enough to make you think your house is haunted when like all of a sudden something you watched last night just starts playing on its own and like the screen's locked and you think you're either hacked or like there's a ghost in the house. But why is that? It's because of the autoplay of videos. So another thing that sucks, and I blame Twitter, is the infinite scrolling. Can't stand it. You never get to the bottom, the footer of the page. It just scrolls forever. So I've owned a bunch of different websites and everything, and one of the things I always like used to put on my website, even though it was always like really a source of a lot of problems, is I would use the share this or like socialize, or basically these little social plugin things where you end up getting all these little social media icons to share the article. But here's the thing though, most likely your article sucks and nobody's going to share it anyway. And even if they fucking wanted to, they could easily just share it, a link on their Facebook page or Twitter or something like that. So it's not that hard to share something to the point where you need to like spam somebody with 150 million different social icons to share to their favorite social app platform. Again, most likely nobody's going to share your shit anyway. Not trying to be negative or whatever, but like you need to have a lot of views and some really good content for people to actually share something. So another thing that is super annoying, and this is mostly about web related content and not anything to do with web development itself, but like it seems like we always have to use clickbaity bullshit these days. Like we have to use it on YouTube, you have to use it on any sort of news article. I blame Weather Channel for that, actually. Weather Channel, like 5 years ago, started doing the most outrageous clickbait type of articles and shit. And I admit it got me to click on stuff, but like even this, the coldest it's ever been in your state. I'm surprised they're not talking to like, they should have like a picture of like the Grim Reaper or something like that and like dead people laying in the snow. I mean, like they're like one step away from that usually. Oh, and while we're on that, let's go ahead and attack Weather Channel for this one as well. The sponsored content, nothing's worse than this shit when like you're reading an article and then like here's their stuff, this is like their stuff, and then like they blend it in with ad stuff. So they're getting paid every time you click on one of these stupid, terrible articles. And unfortunately, with the clickbait and the disguise the ad type of thing, it's the only way to make money on any sort of content-based website these days. So unless you're selling a tangible product, you can't simply provide data because there's just really no money in it. Like, I mean, you could provide a bunch of worthless articles, like I said, that nobody's going to share, nobody's going to read, things like that, or you can pay for professional writers that will write good articles and things like that. But then still people aren't going to read them. And when they do, they're not going to click on any ads because people are very, very in tune these days to what an ad is and what an ad is not. Back in the late 90s when the web was still relatively new, you had all these old people on there. Even an old person these days, and when I'm talking old, I'm talking like even an 80-year-old could probably get on the web and like navigate around ads and be able to pick out like, oh, that's an ad, that's an ad. I'm not going to click on that. Back in the old days when I was a kid and the internet was just coming out, I remember being in like early high school and being on the internet. I usually used it at that point just to look at pictures of girls and stuff like that. But I remember at the time, like the first time I saw Yahoo, back when Yahoo was popular and was the leading search engine, even before, like I remember a time before Google was big. Like my father was using Google in the late 90s, and that was the first time I ever saw it. And but you know, Yahoo and Excite and all these other people were the big time search engines at the time. But when you went to the Yahoo page, the damn thing looked like a billboard. Like there was no search box. It wasn't like Google where you just like basically are prompted with this huge search. What do you want to search for? They had a million ads, a million of their own blog stuff, all this news crap. And then like buried at the bottom of it, there was like this search bar where you could actually search the internet. And then again, back in those days, we didn't have PageRank and we weren't looking at backlinks and things like that. So you could just spam meta tags and you could go to get, go to Folgers Coffee and next thing you know, you're watching some porn star, getting banged or something like that. That's the way the web was back in the old days. Anyway, guys, that's about all I got tonight. So let me know what you guys think are your annoying pet peeves with the web development type of industry that we got going on these days. And hopefully this can be used as a resource. So if you guys have any comments or anything, feel free to leave that, please. Also, make sure you subscribe, like, share if you would. I appreciate it. It definitely helps me. And make sure you guys check out my new course. I'm still adding to it. It's I have several courses on Udemy, but my most popular one lately is web development in 2019 from start to finish. So I'm still adding to this course actually. So it's not completely like done as far as what I want it to be at when I'm done. But at the very least, like the course is going to teach you how to actually set up things like I set up for, I created a project called Bare Bones React, and I did it in one day. Nothing impressive or anything at this point, but I'm going to be adding to it. But the point is that like the project itself is like, it's all about just simplifying React and getting the React setup and all that stuff, very, very minimalized. And the point is that in order to learn where I got, in order to learn how I got here and how do you figure out which dependencies do you need and which ones, what are they doing? How do you configure all this stuff to work together? That's mostly what that course is covering. Although there is like an extension of the React portion that I'm working on right now and a few other things like with unit testing that I'm trying to do to finish that up. But for the most part, there's like 8 hours of content there and it's going to continue to grow. So make sure you guys check that out, please.